First at 4, Oxford High School shooting suspect Ethan Crumbley goes to court, and defense attorneys try to get him out of the Oakland County Jail. We'll have the judge's decision. Paula.
We take a look at the cause and effect of school shutdowns because of ongoing threats of violence and how it ultimately impacts students and their future education, especially if they're college bound.
And I'm meteorologist Andrew Humphrey. Beautiful blue skies overhead, milder than average for today, and temperatures continue to climb later this week. We'll talk about how high they go in your weather forecast first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, we have 2 decisions in the criminal case facing 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley. He's the teenager charged in the Oxford High School shooting that left 4 students dead and 7 other people injured. Kimberly Gill in the newsroom with the latest. And Kim, this was largely a procedural hearing, but one argument did come up.
Hi, Karen. Yes, the court has appointed a guardian ad litem for Crumbley as he is a juvenile, even though he's been charged with murder as an adult. The 15-year-old joined today's hearing virtually from the Oakland County Jail. His guardian ad litem, Deborah McKelvey, was the first to appeal to the judge to move Crumbley out of the Oakland County Jail and back to a juvenile facility. She says she has concerns about his mental and emotional well-being while he's being held at the adult facility. His defense team argued other suspects have been charged with murder and are still held in Children's Village. Take a listen to part of the argument from Crumbley's court-appointed attorney and then the judge's decision. Listen.
I honestly do not believe that my client should be considered a menace to other juveniles. This is someone who has never been in trouble before. This is not someone who has a history of assaulting kids his age or any other negative contact with his peers. This one isolated incident is all that we're looking at here today.
While I did make a ruling prior, I still feel strongly about that his conduct could be a menace to other juveniles. I think his placement is appropriate.
That one incident was the shooting at Oxford High School back on November 30th. Crumbley is charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of terrorism, plus firearms and assault charges. Both sides agreed to postpone Crumbley's preliminary hearing until January 7th, since the discovery process is ongoing and will take longer than the average case. So for now, Crumbley remains in the Oakland County Jail, awaiting that hearing in the new year. New at 5, we'll take a look at some of the differences between the 2 facilities and what Crumbley is facing behind bars. Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim. And we'll be tracking more legal developments tomorrow as Crumbley's parents, James and Jennifer Crumbley, face their own probable cause conference tomorrow. That will be held at 1:15 in the afternoon on Tuesday. They remain behind bars also in the Oakland County Jail on $500,000 bond each. Okay, let's turn to the COVID pandemic here in Michigan, and we are seeing hints of improvement in some of the numbers, but not by much. State is reporting more than 16,000 new cases in the past 3 days. That's a daily average of just under 5,400, which is down from last week. We've also been tracking the 7-day positivity rate, which shows nearly 18% of tests coming back positive. That is down 2% from last week. Sadly, though, we have saw another 160 deaths connected to the virus, including 36 during a records review. There is a new settlement in the sex abuse scandal surrounding the actions of this man, Larry Nassar. He is the former gymnastics doctor sent to prison on several charges, including sexual assault of minors. His victims included some of the biggest stars in the sport. Today, victims of the former doctor reached a $380 million settlement with USA Gymnastics, the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, and their insurance companies. That settlement will end a legal battle that's been raging now for almost 5 years. The agreement was confirmed during today's court hearing in Indianapolis. It includes Olympic stars like Simone Biles, Aly Raisman, and Michaela Maroney. We'll have more on the settlement, the first reactions, also what happens next when you join us tonight on Local 4 News at 6. Now we have a Local 4 update on an underground mystery in southwest Detroit. You might remember how that ground actually swelled and buckled in the area of Dearborn and Fort Streets back in September. Well, the ground was so unstable, a nearby dispensary had to be taken down. Expert analysts now say the ground shift was cause for a soil failure due to the weight of the materials stored in that area and the ground not being strong enough to hold it. While nothing was being stored illegally, the city is now reviewing its rules on weight storage especially in the southwest part of the city. We are getting some new information today on those auto insurance refunds headed to Michigan drivers next spring. Lots of people are waiting for that info. We told you last week, many of you will be receiving $400 for each vehicle insured in Michigan on October 31st of 2021. Governor Whitmer just updated the state guidance telling insurance companies they must send refunds no later than May 9th. The Michigan Catastrophic Claims Association will transfer a $3 billion surplus to the insurance companies in March. Then the companies have 2 months to give that money to drivers. Well, I sure hope if your power went out, it is restored after those horrible winds over the weekend. DTE's website shows the number of outages is down to 17,000. Right now, Andrew Humphrey has the very first look at a sunny winter afternoon. Hello there, Andrew.
Hello, Karen. And yes, more good news in the forecast as we go through the rest of the day. And yes, we hope and pray for a speedy recovery for those folks who remain without power. Weather is helping us out once again for a lot of recovery workers, though. Temperatures are in the 40s to near 50 degrees at this hour under blue skies. 50 over in Mount Clemens, 50 also in Pontiac, 47 in Ann Arbor, city airports at 49 degrees. Beautiful as we look at downtown Detroit with 47 and a gentler breeze out of the west-southwest at around 13 miles per hour. It remains mainly clear, calm as we cool off later this evening. Temperatures in the middle 40s by 6 p.m., then down to the chillier 30s by midnight. And of course, when you join us tonight on Local 4 News at 11. Now, it does get colder tonight, but it remains dry. But temperatures soar later this week. We'll talk more about that and your 7-day forecast in a few moments.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Andrew. Well, the search for survivors continuing this afternoon in the rubble that was left behind after those storms sparked a string of deadly tornadoes all across the southeast and the Midwest. You probably saw some of these images over the weekend. In southern Illinois, at least 6 people are dead after a roof collapsed at an Amazon warehouse. In Arkansas, the town of Leechville took a direct hit from that twister, and drone video shows the damage in Mayfield, Kentucky, one of the hardest hit communities. The Kentucky governor says the current death toll is at 64, but more than 100 people are still missing this afternoon.
Just a few more facts about those we've lost. 18 are still unidentified. Of the ones that we know, the age range is 5 months to 86 years, and 6 are younger than 18.
President Biden will travel to Kentucky on Wednesday to survey that damage. Fallout from the Oxford High School shooting is still being felt in districts all across Metro Detroit. Now, we did tell you about several closings because of copycat threats of violence. Each threat has to be taken seriously, but question, what is the impact on all of those canceled classes? Paula Tutman has been taking a close look, searching for answers about what the unplanned downtime really means to students.
In Michigan, students are required by law to have 180 in-seat days or 1,090 hours of instruction for the year to count academically. Now, students didn't get those days last year because of the pandemic, and the Michigan Department of Education granted waivers to districts because of the unprecedented challenges in educating through a pandemic. This year, the pandemic continues, and in our region, the shooting at Oxford High School, November 30th, has created an additional ripple effect that interrupts education.
And these now ongoing threats that are keeping a lot of schools shut and kids out of classrooms is just making the job almost impossible at this point. And so, it's frustrating for everybody involved, and it's no more frustrating than the teachers who just want to be in class helping these kids. And just to see the continued difficulties they are going through, the challenges they are facing, the fear that they have, it's just terribly difficult for everybody involved right now.
Robert McCann is the executive director for the K-12 Alliance, which represents the interests and education of 680,000 students and educators in 114 school districts across the state. And he says this is not just about the students, but staff who witnessed murders, heard the shots, ran with students and jumped out of windows, and even students and staffers who work in other districts with these numerous threats of violence. It's about them too.
These are serious threats that must be taken seriously right now, and they have serious consequences as a result, not just for the people involved in making them, but for every student that deserves to be able to go to class and do so without fear of what's going to happen to them there. We want to help them get caught back up And these threats that are getting called in right now are just making that almost impossible.
The Michigan Department of Education has referred school districts to guidance it sent out in September to handle COVID closures as a way to also handle school threat closures and canceled in-person instruction. In the 4-page memo, there are no allowances beyond the total of 9 so-called forgive days or snow days, but a path for districts on an individual basis to request waivers.
No school or no student should be punished for the difficulties that they are dealing with right now.
Okay, so when you do the math between December 1st and January 2nd, which is when some of these districts are entertaining back to in-person learning, it's about 16 or 17 in-seat learning days that we're talking about. And when I talk to educators, they talk about the college-bound juniors and the college-accepted seniors. These are critical times for them. And right now they say they don't know how they can help them with what they need. But what they do say is they will figure out a way on the back end to navigate them the same way they did that first COVID year last year, Karen.
Uncharted territory, that is for sure. All right. Thank you, Paula.